it's broken down to a what, a why, and a how. So what is this Taleem? This Taleem is Taleem Watanum. Taleem means teaching. Teaching Watanum, teaching and learning. So we come out in the path of Allah to learn and to practice, you see. And when we return back to our localities, we should be able to put the things into practice that we've learned. So that's where we come out. This is a spiritual tarbiyat that we do. So it's certain etiquettes and certain rules that we follow when we come out in the path of Allah for this purpose of learning. And this is what how we do to come to make ourselves better Muslims. Because we're living in a world of fitna, un-Islamic society, and a corrupt environment. So in order for us to correct ourselves or to improve ourselves, we must place ourselves in a correct environment, an environment that is conducive to correct you, to help you, to develop you properly. So since there is no ready-made environment in our society, we have to create one. And that environment that we create is the masjid. We come to the masjid and we create these good environments. So the best place on this world, on this earth today, is inside the masjid. So we come here to correct ourselves and to learn how to be good Muslims, inshallah. So this Taleem well, why we do it? We do it for the pleasure of Allah. Everything that we do should be first and foremost for the pleasure of Allah. And it's a means in which that we can bridge the gap between knowledge and practice. Things that we know, we can put it into practice. And hopefully we can instill a virtue in one's heart and another brother's heart to want to do the same. So we come out in Jamaat for this reason, inshallah. This is why we do this Taleem. And said one of the virtues of this Taleem is it drives away ignorance. It teaches us some values of doing the things that we do. The rewards that we receive for Salat, the rewards that we receive for just saying Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah. And these things should motivate us to do these amals. So this Taleem should instill a virtue in our hearts to make us move, for the cause of Deen, for the order of Deen, like you would move if fear came, if danger came upon you. If a snake would fall from the ceiling in the amongst of us, we wouldn't have to tell each other to move and get away. We would scramble and get away automatically. So this is the kind of understanding and the desire, the love for the Deen that the Sahabas had. When the Qaza came, when the order of Deen came, they didn't hesitate to move on it because they understood the rewards, the value that they would receive from it. So this is one of the purposes of this Taleem, and it should instill a virtue in our heart to want to do the same. Whereas when Salat time comes, we won't hesitate to go to the masjid and to the call of the Adhan, because we know the value of it. So alhamdulillah. And how do we do this? This Taleem been broken down into 3 parts for us when we come out in the path of Allah, to make it easy, to make it simple for us to do it and get the maximum benefit from it. We'll be reading from the book. This particular book that we're reading from now is called the Fasali Amal. It's a book that has been compiled together by a Sheikh of Hadith, Naim Sabree. This book was mainly put together for the purpose of Taleem, to make it easy, because it has various hadiths of the different amals that we as Muslims do, and it has commentaries in it, whereas it comments on the hadith, kind of explains it, to whereas we won't have to be stumbling and fumbling and trying to explain the hadiths ourselves, because we may not be equipped to do that. So it made it easy for us, inshallah. And this book, and this reading should be done in a melodious way. You know, it should be done where not too loud and not too low. And we should sit attentively in this and listen to this reading, and look to what is being read and not to the reader. And we should open our hearts and minds to the teaching of this time, the way we can accept this and understand that this is coming from Allah and His Rasul. Because these readings should be ordered from Allah or hadith from Rasulullah. We should open our mind to this and accept it fully, inshallah. There's other etiquettes of Taleem that we should do. It's all amal. Like I said, this is a teaching and learning process. We try to start our amals on time, like everything is done in an orderly way. The salat there's fixed times for everything. And when we come to the hadith, we should come and we will sit attentively. And like I said, it's broken down into 3 parts: the reading of the book, then what they call the halaqas of Quran. We recite the last 10 surahs of the Quran, so that we may learn them properly, so we can perform our salat properly. And if need be, we can lead salat in the case that we have to, inshallah. Especially as men, we are all imams in one form or another. The imam of a masjid or imam of our homes. So it's important that we know at least enough salats to make them properly and be in the proper way, inshallah. And when we do these this halaqas of Quran, it's not a contest or to see what you know or to make or how little you know. It's just to perfect what we do know, you see, and to assist another brother who may not know it properly. And we can assist him, inshallah. And the third part is the mazakara of some qualities of the Sahabas. They said there was many qualities that made the Sahabas, that enabled them, I should say, to be successful, to be who they were, because they were just ordinary people like you and I. But as we know, they became very special people. In the beginning, many of them was rugged people, rigid people, wretched people, you know, thieves, killers, you know, liars, fornicators, you know, some of the worst. But alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala corrected them and accepted them, inshallah. So they became people that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam referred to as shining stars. And anyone that we